So how to select what to acquire? You know, we've already laid out it's a pretty broad universe, and there are lots of people out there that will sell you something, well, whether or not you can trust it, whether or not you know where it comes from, some of the things that you have to kind of start to ask good questions about. And the other thing is you have to decide what the value is of those inputs to your analysis and decision making. You know, if something costs $1 million, but it's going to save your corporation $10 million, then it's worth doing. If it costs $1 million and you find out a year later that no one actually ever loaded it and used it, you need to reevaluate either the decision-making process, the requesting process, or the technology process to bring it in-house and actually put it to use. So. We've talked a little bit about open data, public data sets, open sources, but also academic data sets. There are plenty of academic people producing data sets in areas that you might be interested in that you could then begin to bring in and utilize either as a start to your own work or something that you can then leverage against. If you're running generative models or quantitative models, you can potentially utilize data and information that academics and other organizations have used so that you have something to validate your own work against. So there are a lot of providers that will sell you data and data services based on your topic of your work. And I think it's important for you to understand the marketplace, it's sometimes not hard to go out there and just say, who are the competitors for this? But other times, especially if you're getting down into the weeds, it's sometimes hard to determine who all has a very specific piece of data and also where they got that data and what they've done to either add value or enhance that data. Even if you can't afford it, it's a good idea to have it on your list of this is someone else who does this, so that the next time you go out, you might be surprised at what they can do for you or why they want to have your business. So you need to understand the use case, their business model, and the value proposition. It's amazing to me how many times I ask a vendor or a salesperson, how do you sell this? I don't want to know the price. I want to know what factors go into the price. Is it the number of times I pull it in? Is it the number of values that I am pulling in from you? Or is it a subscription that says you can have as much as you want for this period of time? And so those kinds of conversations, again, most of the time they come in with a number in their head, and it's a number based on who we are, what we do, and what they think their data is worth to our business. But I need to understand how they sell this across the board, across the industry, so that I don't want it to be a special price for us, either up or down. I want to understand how they price their products so that we know what we're getting, and also what we could go out to the market to potentially get a better deal from someone else as well. So some data services are one-time, some are on demand. Others are long-term relationships that you foster and manage for years. Assuming that you're going to need this data for an ongoing decision process, it is an ongoing process, a relationship. So, but it also can be a relationship that is, we only need one of these, right now we only need a little bit, but if we have a crisis, we need a lot of it. It's a good idea, and we work very hard to price things not only for what we're doing now, but what we could potentially do if there is a financial crisis, a surge in activity, et cetera, so that we know how to ramp up and how to move from a very small amount of data to a much larger amount, depending upon the situation.